I have not.
Okay.
I don't think. I think I just get like a next level spell and Bardic Inspiration D12.
Perfect. So
I
everybody's probably on the
can
page.
commit to that right now, or within the next 5 minutes. So.
Okay. So, given that we're all here, you have all gathered at the Great Temple of Bahamut during the crazy chaos that has been ongoing for a moment of respite, and to collect yourselves, think of your next actions and steps forward. Most of the city is quite occupied with the immediate urgency of their situation, given that there is a crisis ongoing and sort of in the process of resolving itself. So is at this moment where you have a quiet moment to yourselves to figure out what your next steps forward are as a collective or as individuals or whatever. Time does pass by. It is early in the morning. There's no way to really tell by time of day because it's pretty dark out.
Wonder how that happened.
It's okay. I'm not here to cast judgment. That's up to you guys to cast judgment. I'm just here to list the facts as they are. Factually.
Great, we gotta change the light bulb again.
Carlos refuses.
He's
Too high. I need a ladder. Yeah. So I open the floor to you guys to figure out where you want to go next, or who you want to see next, or if you want to just get the fuck out of here and say, "Oh, this city's kind of screwed over. Let's go back to our corner of the world where it's not so broken." Oh yeah, it's up to you guys.
Isn't it broken
To a
everywhere?
degree.
Oh.
Why is
Well-
the sun gone?
That's a subjective kind of perspective issue, depending on how you feel about having light or not having light, or how you feel about the city of New Ravnica and its current state of unrest, and how it might impact the world as a whole, or if you're just really like shiny gold and you want to get it out of there so that it's not at risk of being stolen again. Who knows?
Okay.
A lot of really great reasons and motivations to move onwards in the forward direction.
Is the whole party here?
Yeah, you have all gathered. The whole party is all
Hell
present
yeah.
in the same place at the same time, which I've been pretty sure it has not happened for an actual IRL month.
What?
I don't think
That's not true.
for the past several sessions, IRL month, in terms of the past several sessions, you've all
IRL.
been together.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I think it's been 3 sessions since the party was gathered.
That is correct, yes.
That's okay.
Knight is playing all the angles.
All of them at the same time.
889 angles.
I already know which direction that... Actually, no, I don't know which direction Vaszerei is going in. She's got so many angles in play, even I don't know.
Oh my.
Going after Rakdos? Are we going to, just hang out at the temple? Or are we just going to go back home and steal a cleric away? Are we just going to,
The Rakdos
start
must
setting
be
fire
stopped.
to things? Are we going to go beat the crap out of the people at Tiamat now that nobody's looking anymore? Who knows? Maybe she's actually secretly worshipping that, abyssal dragon, and she's going to open up a portal and summon her new master. We don't know what's going on with Vaszerei. I guess we'll find out. Although, if it's that last option, could you just let me know in advance? Because I do have some notes prepared for that.
Oh no. I'm trying my very best to avoid that.
Yeah, you're trying your very best, but I got you pegged the moment that you had that whisper in your ears.
No. Will we ever be free of him?
You certainly won't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. While you're doing that,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna pay careful attention to the words that are said out of your mouths.
Vinshenzo is sitting on a pew.
You.
silently and quietly plucking at a violin in contemplation, deep contemplation.
Deep contemplation.
Thinking about how close he came to being Iron Man.
Get wrecked. I think we all need to recover after something like that. It was surreal going to the other side of that. But
It's
there's still
certainly
much
been
to
a
do.
day.
Is Vaszerei saying this or is Knight saying this?
That was right.
See, Knight never uses, like, a voice, so you can never tell.
No.
That's okay.
I can tell.
No, you can't.
I can usually tell. But not right now.
We do need to find Vari. Vari's possibly corrupt.
I thought we did find Vari. I thought she was
Yeah,
back at the
you-
temple.
You would have seen her right when you went back in.
Yeah.
I grabbed the high bar.
Vaszerei, open your eyes!
I have a
Stop rolling a
perception.
1!
Standing right in front of her. Where is she?
I'm sorry, I have a perception of 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's average.
Yeah.
Average.
It's alright. But yes, I wish to speak with Vari. Because that was something.
That was something.
No. Now is the time, Lady Pinefall, for... Now is the time for, more than anything else, action.
And what kind of action are you suggesting?
The seizing of opportunity.
Go on.
Sounds profitable.
I'm thinking.
Bassett just kind of looks him up and down.
We may rest, but only just enough.
I got your present, by the way, and sorry, I forgot to mention that. The gift from your wife.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
don't have to have it like explained to you right now. However, when you're ready to open the little like thing, you just let me know so I can tell you what it is.
Vin is avoiding thinking about Amathray right now.
Totally fine. I'm just letting the player know.
It's probably still strapped to Rabbit or whatever, however it was.
Probably.
Hell yeah. I have a question unrelated to the topic at hand.
I have an answer. Or to whomsoever you're asking that question.
Would control weather be able to bring upon light within its
No.
affected region?
Clear light clouds, overcast or ground fog, rain, hail. Oh, that's precipitation. You can affect the precipitation, the temperature, and the wind with control weather.
Oh, well, that's still pretty good.
It is still pretty good.
Hell yeah. Control weather, my favorite spell that I have.
You actually have that spell? That's a pretty good spell.
Somebody does.
Somebody does. It's an 8th level. You know what? That probably is one of those unsung hero spells that you wouldn't expect would be really useful until you use it for the first time. You're like, wow, that's useful.
Yeah. If you need like an area to be sneaky in for 8 hours, pretty good. Or you could just cast Pass Without Tracing at +10. I don't know. That was my question.
Well, you keep thinking. You clearly have much to think about, King.
So too do we all.
What are the thoughts of Paelias? He's got a few.
Where'd the
Direct,
sun go, though?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got to have a few questions.
Hell yeah. Is Paelias asking this?
I think he.
Yes.
There were demons and hellfire raining from the sky, so I put an end to it.
Permanently, it seems.
Vinshenzo shrugs. 'Twas the only way I knew how, in the moment, anyway.
It's true. There's no way we could have known the consequences.
I'm more in favor of taking inventory of the rewards.
Indeed. Speaking of rewards, we really should check on what we managed to take from the heist.
I assume it's been scurried away somewhere safe.
Yes, the Legion took care of most of the grunt work.
I just realized this is a cross. That building. Damn. Hell yeah.
It's almost like it's also a giant cathedral. Yeah.
Isn't that the bad guy's lair?
Yeah. So the Orshov Syndicate doubles it. Well, it actually triples. It's the bank, the church, and also the mafia.
It's a
Hell
mega
yeah.
church.
So their guild hall is like, you guys basically have a cathedral the size of Notre Dame, and this cathedral is like the Notre Dame of Notre Dame cathedrals,
Hell yeah.
which also doubles as like the Federal Reserve / bank HQ.
In another life,
Corporate.
Carlos would be one of these people.
Yeah, pretty much. These are the ultimate, I like money and I will do anything that I can to get money, and also my favors will put you in debt.
I made a religion around money in Minecraft.
That's it too. You have to pay for your penance, or pay to be relieved of penance.
Yeah, that's all mega churches though. Freaking evangelists. Zing. Anyway.
Starting off right now.
Hell yeah. I don't know. Does Paelias care to respond?
Sorry, I'm grabbing some stuff for my level up.
Hell yeah.
Does Vari care to respond to what Vaszerei mentioned to her?
What did they mention to her? I don't remember anyone saying
Nate, you
anything.
want to restart that little line of conversation?
Hell
Vaszerei
yeah.
looks at Vari.
Oh, okay then.
Nothing was mentioned.
What? I thought you said something!
No one ever said anything to her.
Looking at you. I love it.
She's just gonna hide again if you keep staring at her like that.
Oh, no, you're not hiding.
Oh, no,
I'm going over there.
says the most oblivious character in the entire party. You can't hide from me.
No, you're not hiding.
She says with her eyes closed, thinking they're still open.
Walks up to the highborn. Oh shit, I mistook you for another highborn. Fuck. I'm really bad at this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a different black person.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, she's a black dragonborn.
Oh,
Is she
I
not?
gotta be race into this.
Is her color not black?
Oh.
I'm
Wow.
just
There's
spouting facts.
so
Like I
many-
said, I'm the DM. I'm above morality.
There's so
Wow.
many random colors of dragon.
What does Vaszerei want to say? Oh my god.
Yes, okay.
He just
Can you
leaves.
explain? God, I don't know why I enjoyed those screams. Goddamn, I really am evil. Fuck. Care to explain what happened back there?
Did you not tell I was possessed?
Clearly.
Do you see now why I must speak to your god?
I can see why you would be seeking them. However, I'm a bit curious to what it was that possessed you. However, I have a feeling of who it might be.
And who do you think that is?
I don't know if it's entirely true, but I believe you may be possessed by Acheron of some sort. It just... The way you acted, the way your eyes, the way you tried to kill my king, of course, and I just see no other explanation.
Name means nothing to me. That's not who has hold of my mind.
Then who has hold of your mind?
Vin waves a hand dismissively. It was nothing, Lady Pinefall. Don't be so hard on her.
I only want
believe-
information.
I believe the more important question is, what exactly triggered it? Was it the magic when we crossed the portal?
I'm trying to remember if I succeeded on that perception check, but I want to say...
Oh, he's asking Vari.
Fair enough.
And she is here.
That's what triggered it, right?
Yeah.
I'm still loopy from my medicine. But I think it was the portal that triggered it, yes.
Does anything else trigger it that we should be aware of if you're going to be hanging on?
Why would you want me around knowing what could happen?
Well, usually with these sorts, we don't have much of a choice. You see, Vaszerei rescued her once, and she's just been here ever since.
I have a feeling that we're probably more capable of taking care of you and your troubles than perhaps some of the other folk.
Well, I still need to speak to your god.
In due time.
Guess I'll have to stay with you until then.
Yes, now that you are Bahamut's champion, how often can you expect to hear from the good dragon?
Given the vision that I saw when bestowed such a title upon me, I can definitely say that the situation looking grim, judging by outside.
Is the situation now different from your vision? Has it improved at all?
That's a good question. DM has that. Does it actually look as bad, if not worse, than the visions that I saw?
Looks exactly like what you saw in your visions.
Fuck.
It's
Can't fight fate.
exactly as bad. Exactly
Well,
as
that is
weird.
Dude!
well, that's not
Come on,
exactly
man.
encouraging.
No. Which means home may be in trouble too.
Did you see a vision of home?
I believe I do recall seeing a vision of Sanctuary. It a
I
fire.
recall you recalling seeing a vision of Sanctuary on fire as well.
Yep.
Then
Should
perhaps
fate
it would
continue
be.
to repeat itself. Home will be ablaze too.
Perhaps would it not be more prudent to return home then?
I feel as though we could help more here, but if home is next on the line of destruction,
What we need to know is if we can stop whatever's happening here. Will that stop what's occurring at home?
I will need to contemplate this.
Well, I hope your contemplations do not take overly long.
It'd take about 8 hours.
8 hours, yes.
Also, I need a nap.
It'll take 24 hours. Let me just recharge this deck. Then I can ask
In exactly
done for
3
you.
business days.
Get your results in the mail.
Yeah, I would like to try and consult Bahamut, but unfortunately, things are looking pretty busy right now.
What?
Does he have a line or something?
There's a lot of call waiting.
You're in his temple, Lady Pinefall.
Good lord. Yeah, I will try to consult with him. Hopefully, Bahamut will be able to show me some sort of guidance in this mess that has occurred here.
Hopefully.
Perhaps we should stay here for the night and might aid you in consulting with your patron.
I was merely joking before, but she is losing her faith.
All I know is that all these fires, all this destruction should never have happened. Need to consult the mystical tomes, yeah. I will try to do some prayer before bed, though.
Wonder if there's already been somebody who's gone through this kind of a conundrum. Question. One of my party members accidentally destroyed the sun. Can my magic item still recharge at dawn?
Hell
My
yeah.
city is solar powered. Do you think we'll be able to survive this?
Asking the important questions, I see.
Yes, share some light with me if you could. Yes.
I have
No.
consulted the mystical tome. And I decree that it still happens.
Thank God.
It simply happens at that time of day, regardless if there is a sun or not.
Yes.
I guess this way we can at least tell when it's done, or supposed to be.
Man, if only somebody had taken the light spell with their level up, you could just fly up every single morning and just ritual cast light. Look, see guys, there's the sun!
Oh, look at this
I knew I
40
should have
feet of
taken
light.
it.
That's totally a stop.
Just really far away.
I know I should have taken it.
Got dawn. I could have taken sunburst, but that's really more of a flashbang than
Paelias,
a lasting sun.
every morning you must use Radiant Fireball, cast it into the sky. And for a brief
not a
moment, the
rooster.
sun will be here. I mean, you could be. I mean, this is your life now, right?
I don't think he wants to be. I'm fairly certain that the university educated, like, several centuries
Not a
old
choice.
space wizard has, like, other things that he's able to do to solve this problem.
It's not a choice.
Look, we just need to hold on for 2 more levels, and then it can wish a sun and moon into existence.
We need to
Hell
go
yeah.
kill some shit so I can wish the sun back.
Oh my god.
Or reopen, or use gate to reopen the eye.
These are all really good points.
But all of these require 9th level spell slots, and we ain't there, Chief.
Or powerful magic items.
Quiz, you can delete these. I'm too good for them now. Oh,
It's too good for them.
he deleted something else too. Oh no.
I deleted one of my random battle maps. It's okay. I have a copy of it.
Hell yeah.
Put the other one away though. Oh. Oh. These are important. Okay, may I roll religion before bed? In my prayers, attempt to contact or consult Bahamut? Yes. And you also seem to have a deck of oracles on hand.
Ooh, that makes me curious too.
Good lord.
Maybe the deck
Okay.
of oracles may be a good idea.
So we have the idea of checking on the spoils. There's a desire to find a solution to there being no sun.
Honestly, that's probably going to require working with the Is It.
Yeah.
Being the magic boys.
Then I also need to contact Bahamut.
Yeah, and we're talking to God.
Yep.
If you want, you can borrow the deck. You'll have to attune to it with during a long rest, I think.
I have to attune to it?
Yep.
You must attune to the deck of oracles.
Oh shit.
It
Can
lets you
I-
cast divination and also replace a
don't-
roll as a reaction.
I don't know if I can attune to it right now.
Oh, do you have
Vinshenzo was
3
hinting
items
on
already?
His own designs and intentions at the start of this whole thing. I don't know if he wants to elaborate on them at all.
Wait, what do I know? What? Huh?
I said you were alluding to some intentions and designs of your own at the start of this whole conversation. I don't know if you're intending to elaborate on that
I'm
at all.
scheming.
Yeah, okay.
Let him
you're quietly
scheme.
scheming.
I don't have a plan yet.
Okay.
Let's see, I have the Sword of Bahamut. I have the Ring of Protection. And I don't think the shield is actually attuned.
No, it's a shield, not a tune.
Ha! Got him.
So yeah, I guess I do have it's 3 attunements I'm pretty sure that you can have at
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
Unless you're an artificer, you can attune to 3 items.
Yeah, so I think I might be able to attune to that as my last item that I can. And I have to wait for the long rest to actually go through, is that correct?
That's how it would work. Yeah.
You have to spend an hour in contact with it during, I think, a long rest.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Oh, I hope that's not transmitting.
No.
Also, roll a d20.
Roll a d20. 7.
You can, as a reaction, when any creature makes a roll within 60 feet of you, replace their die result with a 7. For the next 8 hours after your long rest.
I can replace somebody's roll?
Yep.
Any creature within 60 feet of you.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
You understand, like, the positive context of that, right?
I can make somebody miss.
You can make someone miss or fail a saving throw. If it's high, you can make a friendly succeed.
Hell yeah. Okay. Sounds like the chit chat is over and you guys want to have a nap time for 8 hours.
Yes.
Nap time.
Okay.
Amazing.
8 hour nap
If they're
time. Oh, sorry, what?
If they're gonna do that, actually, no. What? No, I'll wait. I'll do later.
Okay, 8 hour nap time. Go. You guys have a nap, and you wake up in 8 hours, and it's still dark out. But it's definitely been 8 hours. The tone and the demeanor of the city has changed. Those of you who might not have slept soundly the entire 8 hours, or you only meditated for half, or whatever have you. The wounded continue to trickle into the cathedral, and they make best use of the space to try and treat soldiers. Teams of Dragonborn, as well as some legionnaires and Azorius patrollers, they like come in for water and provisions before heading back out again, taking quick rests before redeploying. The sound of mayhem continues to sort of lend itself to the background din that is now the reality in which you live. After you finish your long rest, you are ready for whatever comes next. And all of the bonuses and changes apply to whatever you need bonused or changed. Oh, looks like we're not talking to God in the next 2 minutes.
Did Vaszerei
Paelias,
pray?
She needed to get up for a moment, sorry, says Nida in the chat. So I'm just going to bounce right to Paelias because he was mentioning he was going to wait till after the long rest. So you've waited till after the long rest?
No. I was considering going and speaking to the Izzet since I wouldn't need a long rest.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that while they're long resting. I'm happy to do that because it sounds like we have a moment for the person who needs to.
But I was going to do that after we checked on the spoil. It's what I ended up deciding.
Deadly. Understood.
Oh,
Trey
jeez.
wakes up with her king in her face.
My nuts out.
Oh.
I don't do that.
I think you do. Man, you guys got rich on this adventure pretty good with all the like crazy city heists.
Yeah.
Paelias, is there anything aside from like is there any other information you want to ask like Vinshenzo or get any more details from him, or like do you have anything else that you need to do before you do your next steps, or is it literally just you're gonna go see the Izzet and try and figure out the problem with them?
Yeah, no. Other than asking who the hell Vari is.
Oh, that's an important interaction to have, I suppose. Yeah, it's right. It's been like 3 fucking sessions and you haven't met the new party member.
Yeah.
Who's this lady who's been hanging out with us the whole time?
This lady that's now hanging out with us. New hire? Am I being replaced? Have I fucked up for the last time?
You're too smart. We needed somebody stupider.
I'm afraid I don't know much about her myself. She's a bit new to me as well. I believe Vaszerei or Vin would have the answers you seek.
Well, I suppose I can take the time to get to know them. Is she gonna be staying with us, or is she a temporary addition?
Forgive my manners, and I've become somewhat lost in thought with all the confusion. This is Vari. She seeks to speak to a dragon god of some kind. She wished to help us earlier on at the Colosseum before the sky began to sunder.
Sunder!
Oh,
Sorry.
The fuck is night?
No one's gonna be like, by the way, she's possessed, watch out.
No.
I feel like out of everybody,
I mean,
the
I
most
feel like if you
useful-
try anything, I have options.
Yeah. I'm not scared. I had a nap.
so does she. Vincenzo bows and says, "Forgive my glibness."
My question is this: do you have less than 150 hit points?
Huh?
No, Savari. Because if so, I have an option.
We're gonna make you take another nap.
Well,
Go to sleep, go to
I
sleep,
didn't
go to
even
sleep.
bring that up, so.
No,
I think Vaszerei.
that would be interesting to find.
It might happen again.
This is our resident wizard.
Oh, is this taking place in this conversation taking place in the cathedral? Because I thought it was taking place in
I have
on
no
the way
idea.
to the spoil.
You guys are. We're in limbo waiting on Vaszerei right now because Vaszerei kind of ran off. She said she'd be back in
She's still asleep.
a moment. Yeah, she's sleeping. So we'll
She's-
find out.
She's lost her faith, Carlos.
I feel like her experience with God is going to be a bit of a linchpin in whatever the next steps happen are. So
Can I try
If
to
anybody would like-
pickpocket the dagger off her while she's sleeping?
I will allow you
Yes.
to do that. If that's something you want to do, you can pickpocket with advantage.
Hell yeah, I'm doing it.
Best part is Knight's not here, so Knight
That's
won't
mine. Oh, nat 20. Let's go.
know. Baby! You want to take anything else off her while she's asleep?
No, just that.
You want-
what happened to my inventory?
Or my pants?
No, just the dagger. And I'll
You got a
hold it
dagger.
up to Carlos and not so subtly and say, "It's been her proximity to this wretched thing she's grown a fascination with it, Mr.
We all have
Carlos.
to agree to not say anything about this until she finds out loud.
I tuck it delicately into my suit jacket pocket.
Out of character, at least. If you want to mention it in character, you can, but out of character, we have to take a solemn vow.
Wait,
not
stop.
to say
Where's
anything
the dagger? Ask Vomit. Where'd the dagger go?
Like, hang on. I know the world is ending, but I need to ask God this one critical question.
I replaced
Okay,
it with
Vaszerei.
a banana.
You have rested longly. You wake up in the morning, you yawn and stretch, and you see Vinshenzo standing over you with folded arms, looking at you expectantly. And also probably everybody else sitting around your bed expectantly.
Vaszerei's just laying on her back for a moment, just staring up at everybody. What?
Did you say your prayers before you retired last night?
I plan to speak to Bahamut now, actually.
So that is a
I was
no.
given this. And I show the deck of cards. The deck of oracles, rather. Going to use
yes,
this
another
consult.
trinket to confuse yourself with.
Yes.
A trinket, you say? It's actually quite a useful magic tool.
How dare you offend my science?
So could others.
How dare you offend my eye? No.
A fair trade,
Paelias
I'd
did not say.
imagine.
Oh, that's right. We've leveled up now because of the long rest, too.
Yeah!
I'm gonna apply everything.
Oh my god!
I know.
Why didn't you apply it already?
Because I was awaiting. Anyway. So. Yeah. I want to use the deck of oracles to.
Oh,
What?
I didn't change the scene in tabletop, but it's fine. We're good. Don't worry. It's fine.
It's okay. It's only the
I
archive.
have one concurrent viewer. Shut up. I'm popular.
Hell yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god.
Shoutouts to the chat.
Big ups in the chat.
Yeah, I wish to consult Bahamut, his wisdom to figure out what may be the best course of action to help Ravnica. And, if possible, if this path that we are currently on is Sanctuary set to be the same.
Hang on a second there. So with the deck of oracles, you are going to, while holding the cards, cast Divination. Divination states your magic and an offering, in this case the cards, put you in contact with a god, we've specified Bahamut. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days, and the DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So you must proceed, given that you're using the deck of oracles, with those constraints.
Damn. Alright.
You mean,
Okay.
damn, you're the one who chose to use it!
Yeah, one thing at a
A
time.
4th level spell, not fucking, not like an 8th level one.
Yeah.
Getting to ask God a question and them going, yeah, here's the skinning. That's
This
kind of a
isn't-
big deal.
This isn't a press interview at the White House. You don't get to, like, compound 7 questions into one question.
I can ask my god 3 questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you can only get yes or no answers.
That's all
I mean, some people can ask questions in such a way that a yes or a no provides a lot of information.
How may we
Let's say
best
that-
save Ravnica?
How may we best save Ravnica? Is that your question? Let
That
me
is
think
going
of
to
a
be my
Very
question.
vague question.
It's okay. Vaszerei's allowed to ask whatever question she wishes. At least she didn't ask the question that we kind of thought she was going to ask.
I mean, does she even know?
It's okay if she does or doesn't know, because she asked a very Vaszerei question. So let me think of. Okay. So
I mean, you are asking a benevolent god. It's not like you're asking a genie of a lamp.
it's true. He's got your best
Of a
intentions at
lamp.
heart. He's going to, with a short phrase, because I think that was I just got to double check my limitations, because I have my own limitations.
True.
Short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
I don't think Bahamut is stupid enough to give a cryptic rhyme. The short phrase you're going to get is only with the return of the light and the severed heads of the evil snakes. May safety return to the people of Ravnica.
That means we need to continue doing work. We need to figure out how to put light back in the sky.
Is that what that means?
That's how I'm interpreting it.
It's entirely up to Vaszerei.
And how, Lady Pinefall, do you propose that we do that?
I think we got some work to do. Go looking for them.
Go looking for the light?
The light, we'll have to take a moment to think more on that. That's a bit larger than I was expecting. I've never had to think about how to put a light in the sky. But I do know that at least we can deal with these rotten snakes that have been running about, so deal with the rot that's within Ravnica.
Yes, but what's in it for us, truly?
What's in it for us?
Yes.
Think about it. The largest city that perhaps ever known. I thought that they would be great trade partners, especially considering that was the whole point of us visiting that gnomish island.
They would be great allies, and they would owe us great.
They would owe us a
after
lot.
this.
$1 bajillion.
They would owe us a lot.
And restoring the sun helps not only them, but also us.
We're talking
proper-
about killing snakes, not restoring the sun.
One thing at a time, King.
Perhaps they're linked in a way that we cannot see yet.
That is also possible. Maybe we'll find the answer as we move. But for now, we must get to work.
Another
How about you,
opportunity to
Miss?
skip your prayers.
That's why all this is happening, is because Vaszerei doesn't pray 8 times a day. Therefore we've all gone to hell.
She's been saying she's going to pray, like, in the next action, and it's been, like, 2
Yes.
days.
Yes, and you're one who's
First,
been
let me
thinking
pray.
about...
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yes, and you've been one thinking about returning to the Dark Lady, haven't you?
Vaszerei immediately throws shade at anybody who criticizes her.
Yes.
Is Vari around?
Yep.
She gets hanging out. How about our new member, Miss Vari, was it? Do you have any input?
On your missing sun and snakes. Not really. But
Obviously, the snakes are referring to the guilds that have broken the truce.
this is how your god always speaks to you. In strange little riddles.
Bahamut is one that speaks plainly.
He barely
Nah.
speaks at all if you were only able to ask one question.
Again, a busy god. Remember, he's fighting.
Is he now?
Is he fighting?
It's Bahamut. He has to go and deal with evildoers and uphold
Yeah,
justice.
Vari
and all that other
doesn't
shit.
know that.
Yes.
The mighty Bathman.
Yes.
No.
Your great god
Yeah,
butt slap is doing important things.
Yes. One thing at a time. First Ravnica, then we'll get to you. One thing at a time.
First Ravnica, then the world.
Yes.
I'm more
Must prepare for
concerned with
Bahamut's
our
return.
own, to be frank.
As am I.
Really, I could not tell.
You didn't want to think about home right now.
I didn't say that. I was just thinking it.
Damn it.
Well, it is well within your power to simply ask how things are going back home.
That is true, you simply could.
It is well within your power to mind your own business.
And what if I don't?
One task at a time, as it were.
Yes.
I am relegated here, so here remains my focus.
I suppose we should see what happened out in the streets while we were asleep. Wonder if these lines are still where they're at.
Yes. After your prayers, of course.
If the streets are still what, sorry?
I'm just curious to how the streets are looking, like if there's still plenty of fighting, if the lines have moved at all.
Roll perception?
Sure.
She can only
Failure.
see 60 feet.
I rolled a 2. I don't know shit.
Can't see anything from within the walls of the cathedral.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
No one set up torches or light
The,
sources.
the inside of the cathedral is well lit. I'm just saying she's asking about the battle lines like
Yeah.
a mile away from within the halls of the cathedral, and she can't see through the walls.
Hell yeah.
I'm just being a dink at this point. Okay, so what's the plan there? Or do you guys want to continue figuring out what you want to do next? On your lead, Super Chief.
Carlos wanted to look on the spoils.
Yep,
I believe Vinshenzo was also wanting to do that.
he was scheming.
No, he was scheming. Paelias will accompany Carlos to check on the hall, and then he will probably go and discuss with Diego to try and see if we can figure out a solution to the sun, or at least lighting the city up.
Holy moly. Okay. All right, so. Vin, you received telepathic intel from Rabbit.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so y'all are gonna try and make so for the group's awareness, the safe house slash like gate area where all of the gemeralds were retrieved is
Yeah.
over in this district across the city. Once again, I shall ping it for those who might not have been paying attention right away. So
Oh, fuck. I just
Yeah.
realized something very critical.
would you like to reveal the critical thing that you just realized?
I'm gonna reveal it just to you.
Okay. I ask the question to the party in general, given that everybody knows where it is. How would you like to get there?
Paelias will offer to cast fly if we want to try and fly across. Otherwise, I guess we can just make our way across. Kind of like through here and then maybe past here. Try to fall down the cliff or something.
Easy and done for me.
I'm open to suggestion.
It's probably the safest option.
And the quickest. Are we flying?
Let it be
We're
done.
flying or are we simply walking?
You can walk. I'll simply
I hear
fly.
no objections to the flight plan, so I'm going to take it as a fact that you guys are going to fly. So the Marvel Avengers Assemble is called, and we'll fly y'all across the city.
How long
Yes.
does it take to fly across the city?
Oh, not very long. It's a brisk 15-minute flight.
Okay, then I will fly for 10 of that.
You'll fly for 10 of that, and you're just gonna slowly descend.
I'll
for the other...
fly for the last 10. I guess I'll make my way like this, and then I'll fly the last 10.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, luckily that's so.
Does anyone else need flying?
No. And I can.
Carlos
Okay.
has wings. Vaszerei has wings. Vin has a horse. Vin can carry Vari on a horse, and you have the ability to fly by yourself.
She may not want to get back on my horse, though. Ugh.
That's up to Vari.
I'm just asking so I know what spell slot to use.
She will if he's not gonna hold it against her that she attacked him while possessed.
It was a difficult situation. I promise not to go that high again.
Promise not to extinguish any more suns. Okay, so some general intel because you guys are gonna walk and then fly. So the battle lines that I just erased, they're non-existent now. After 8 hours, it's been pushed. You can't actually see, but these streets seem to have been rendered a little bit more secure. There's still heavy military presence, as heavy as they can spare. And it looks like there's citizen fire brigades and aid stations set up to keep people flowing through the secure zones quite properly. Your route, your safe route, takes you straight up to the capital, which is currently the most secure spot. There's exactly one place which is not very good, but it's been very well barricaded and otherwise made into a strong point, and it's that gate there. This conclave borders are secure. This city avenue is secure, but you can't really see that from where you are. Basically, I'll give you this one for free. So these are the choke points of safety right now. It is here, and then up here. The big fight going on up here as the flying members fly past. Once you start flying, you can see that the guys up here, this garrison has been entirely destroyed.
Oh.
The walls are smashed in from this side, and while there is still battle going on, the Legion itself no longer has control over this area. And as you make your way to the district, it seems as though this whole area is under a general state of anarchy. Given the fact that you guys are all level 15, and most of the things that you encounter are idealistic looters and pillagers and such like that, and you're pretty well decked out, as soon as you touch ground near where the safe house or the treasure hoard house is, they beat feet like a bunch of Somali pirates or whatever. No, was that Rwanda? Yeah, those Rwanda guys that just flee as soon as the special forces dudes land in their helicopter. They're like, oh, okay, we can't beat this one, and they vanish. But you can definitely tell that they were trying to bang on the doors and shit like that. Congratulations, Black Hawk down. we've entered into another movie reference.
Hell yeah.
The safe house, quote unquote, is what I'm going to refer to it now, is a storage barn, which is right here. It has been well fortified and maintained by a good 20 legionnaires, and the 2 remaining Izzet scientists beyond the one that got fried. They're hanging out, and there's just piles upon piles of gold and chests of gold. When you knock on the door and make your entry, you are greeted with a lot of really trepidatious guys who are pretty happy to see you, and they eagerly ask how you're going to get this stuff moved, because they don't think they can stand out much longer. People are starting to try and make serious efforts to get in. A lot of the legionnaires have blood on their blades, and some of them look lightly wounded.
They still have the other gate cube, right?
Yeah, they have their side.
Then I can teleport to the vault on Volton's Island, and we can just gate cube it in there, and then they can return to their other duty.
You want to gate cube to Walton's Island, the vault
Yeah,
there?
I'll cast teleport to the teleportation circle, but I'll open my gate cube and they open their gate cube, and then we can just transport across. Right?
I'm happy with that.
Most
I forget, what was the limitation on the gate cube?
It's 10 feet in diameter.
No distance limit. Just it connects to the other one, basically.
It can't go across planes.
Yeah, then I would offer to do that.
Yeah, that's all I got. Just says can't go across planes. Which is weird, because I feel like it probably should be able to go across planes, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. All right, so would you like to, are you enacting this plan tout suite? Does anybody
No.
have any objections? Or
I am putting this forth and as an option.
So it's 14. So this is 20. Oh shit, I can't do that. 9, 13. No, 9, 16. 4, 6, 33, 36, 42, 47. Well, there doesn't seem to be any differing or dissenting opinions from the audience, so it sounds as though your plan has been met with a resounding apathy.
And the party?
Sorry, those are the opinions I was talking about.
Mm.
You're with all of the working stiffs. You're like the PhD doctor saying, "Hey, here's this really crazy advanced idea that's going to solve all our problems," and the privates and the legionnaire grunts are going, "That's okay," and nobody else has said anything on the high end management side. So it sounds like you got a green light, means go. I'm just waiting for your word to say this is what we do.
Well,
Sounds like it's given.
if neither Vinshenzo nor Carlos object or put forth another idea, then I guess that's what I'll go with.
I'm basically
do it.
standing behind you, nodding in approval as the smartest guy in the room.
Deadly. Okay, so you teleport to Walton's Archipelago, to the vault.
Shit.
Gonna bring up the.
I assume there are guards around.
Inside the vault, where all of the Izzet stuff is. There's like one of the one of the guys who was working with Dr. Egop is there. He's like checking his notes and running an inventory list. It's a goblin with a lab coat and science goggles, and he kind of jumps up in surprise for a second, and he looks at you and goes, "Oh, I see you're here. Good timing. Looks like we got everything we came for." And then he kind of notices that you came through the gate cube, and he chuckles and he walks off to let somebody know that you're here.
Well, I mean, I came here through teleport, and the gate, because I don't think the gate cube opens between the two pieces.
Oh, sorry, I thought you just immediately dropped it down. Never mind. So you show up, and then he goes off. He forms a guard, and one of the sanctuary soldiers comes down. It's a human male. It's one of the ex-Imperials.
Given that
Imperials.
Given that he's going to open the gate on the other side, he didn't bother bringing anyone else.
Deadly. Yeah.
You're just going to be able to walk through the gate as soon as I get there, anyways. If you want to.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Okay, I understand now.
So one of the ex-Imperial Tarvian soldiers comes down, and he salutes you, and he asks if you're alone or if you're bringing others. He waits for your sort of instructions if you have any. They're kind of used to you popping in and out at this point.
Yeah, I just give him the quick rundown that we're transporting some valuables into the vault.
Does he have your permission to send a report up the chain of command? And also, would you like them to ship all of the valuables back to Sanctuary Island or leave it here on their own time without your need to do light work?
I will leave that decision to MF. Right?
Deadly. Okay. All right. Well, boss, you're the boss. He goes off,
and then I will. While he goes off, I'll open I'll step down the gate cube and open it so we can start transporting.
Okay, thousands of miles away, you guys are standing there for like, I don't know, 4 minutes before suddenly the gate cube that's just sitting on the floor bounces open, pops to life, and a large portal opens. And through the swirling portal, soldiers who are kind of ready with sacks of gold begin to toss them through, and move through the ornate chests that were purloined.
Also,
one of the Izzet scientists gives Carlos a piece of paper. On that piece of paper are 2 numbers. One of them is a 6-figure number. One of them is a 5-figure. In loose coin, you have stolen 157,000 gold and 19,300 platinum pieces.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Man, the Kobold redevelopment fund is doing pretty well.
We're going to put it in the project.
Man, if we get this all home.
How much in gold did you say it was?
You have 157,000 gold pieces and 19,300 platinum pieces.
Surprised dragons haven't come closer to this.
Holy hell.
Holy hell. That's not including whatever's in the chests and the boxes.
Wait, 19,300,000?
19300 platinum. 15730. It's 157,000 gold.
A total of like 350k gold.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
High five, Carlos.
Vaszerei is
You said
particularly interested in the
19.3,
platinum.
right? For the platinum?
19.3k.
Oh.
Let's put it in the chat.
Yeah. And that's just the loose gold, right?
Yeah, they didn't get
loose
the
coin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Man, maybe I can afford that book now.
Just undermine the whole city's economy. I feel
Cause
like
massive
I
inflation.
feel like this wasn't the plan for the Senate.
They never said we had to give it to them, I don't think.
They didn't say anything of the like.
We
I
just
think they
had
have a
to
problem with
sabotage.
us robbing
would
the traitors.
assume.
One would assume nothing if it isn't written down.
To reappropriate, like, corrupt funds, you'd think it would go back to the city.
Well, at this point in time, I think they have a lot more pressing concerns than who robbed the private banks.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Also, I
That's
don't
fine.
think they'll give us any shit for it if we save their city and unfuck the sun. You know.
They might not give you anything
Yeah.
else, but at the same time, if
And
they
honestly,
don't know,
that seems like a kind of a low amount. I know we didn't take everything that there was, so, and I know
You
that
can
there are
thank the
other
dice roll.
banks.
yeah, this wasn't the only
Doesn't-
bank. This was like the central bank.
Yeah,
Like-
it's also not the only things we grabbed. This is just the loose coin.
Yeah,
The wheelbarrows of coin.
like this is a city, even in its like severed nature from its old self, it's still in the millions, right?
It's a city of millions of people. Yeah,
population. Yeah,
there's like 7 million people who live here,
Yeah.
roughly,
that ain't.
as per the last census.
Probably a hell of a lot less now.
yeah, they're going through some drastic redevelopment of infrastructure and population. Okay, so that's going to take like a good 15-20 minutes. For the vagabonds, there's a gate literally leading right home. It's just right in front of you.
It leads to one of the territories home.
Yeah, but I mean, backyard. Figurative backyard.
It
I mean,
leads to Walton's Island, right?
Yeah, you could step through that and be 3 days from home. Instead of like 3 months. And as long as that gate cube sits there, it's just there. I don't know if that has any
So close to
any
home.
impact on anybody. Yeah.
I will sit in front of the portal but not go through.
I'm willing to go through.
This opens a plan.
This opens a plan.
Can I tell if
Once
there's
this
light
is
on the
done-
other side?
So did the Izzet say they wanted the cubes back once this was done, or can I keep them?
The Izzet didn't mention whether or not they wanted them back.
Then it's ours.
Because the Izzet are very trusting people and they didn't say anything. That's probably something they should have said. I believe they were
Assistant to
letting you...
Egop, that is, if he's still around, I'll ask him if they want it, if they require it back.
He
After
nods
this.
his head and he says, "Yeah, this is the only working prototype that we have. The other ones got explosively discombobulated in another experiment.
Let's discuss
Oh,
the
yeah.
implication.
But they have the plans because every good scientist makes lab reports.
Well, I might commission a set for myself then later.
Preferably of the non-explosive variety.
That's your department.
It is,
Yeah,
and
that's
I don't.
no, that's my department.
I don't want to go
I
out of
explode
business.
better than you do. You burn better than I do.
Hell yeah!
Oof.
Yes. I do explode better than you. Did you not watch the Bankai session where I almost died?
Did you not witness the oil rig? Did you not see my amazing explosions?
Let's
Just go with
discuss
low
the
perception.
implication.
He defended the beaches of Normandy better than the Germans did, that's for sure. Okay, what's
Yeah, but I forgot about the artillery afterward.
15 to 20 minutes goes by and they finish like hoisting through, they're like human chaining the rest of the boxes and stuff through the portal. And because they don't have to go anywhere near as far as they did when they were in the vault, they managed to get it done pretty quick.
Yeah.
Which leaves an open set of gates and no more treasure to be looted. Party.
Hell yeah.
With one person on one side and 4 people on the other.
I will, while the gate is open, step through to the other side. Confer with the party.
Okay.
If they have any desire to go to Sanctuary right now, or if I should just take the cube back.
Totally meta, but if you guys have one side of a gate cube on one side and another side of a gate cube still in the city, just saying.
Yeah, I know, but they wanted it back, and I want to keep good relations with the Izzet, so returning it once we've completed our task.
Did they though?
They didn't say we want it back right away.
Let's
I mean, the
discuss
volunteer,
the implication.
the guy's right there. Do you want to ask? Well, I know you just asked him about it, but do you want to ask him if you can use it for something else? I mean, I don't want to like shut off options for no reason other than you didn't bother asking for an extra favor. You kind of helped them a lot by saving their science, so they're pretty willing to help out. As given the fact that they allowed you to commit like one of the largest crimes probably in their city's history.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, if they're okay with it, I'll lend it for some time, but I do have the ability to teleport back and forth without even long resting now.
Well, he doesn't know that unless you're going to tell him that.
No,
He
like
doesn't know that.
for the party and for myself.
Do you inform? Actually, you don't need to inform. While this whole like thing is happening, one of the guys from Ravnica lets his buddy on the other side know kind of what's going on. And when you do ask, like, "Hey, are you okay if I keep using that?" He says, "Look, there's a crisis happening. You guys are helping out my home. Please, if you need to use it for the rest of this, like, if there's important work to be done, please do it. Just when it's no longer something that you need, just please return it so that we can continue like working on it."
Let's discuss
Okay,
the implication.
then in that case, I will give an order to one of the once we've completed our work. No one wanted to go back to Sanctuary?
So far, there's been a lot of crickets.
Okay.
I've
and in that
considered
case-
I've considered to at least visit, but I don't necessarily need to go back right now.
Okay, well, in that case, I will go back through the portal to the vault side. I
As
will
long as
shut
the
down
place
the portal
burned
when we're
down,
done. And then I will give the cube to a soldier and ask that it be delivered to an empty room in the Vagabond's Breath.
He nods his head and he says, "At once." And he tells you, we can rush it there in a day's time. There's ways of flying now that we have gained. He asks us if you'd like him to open it in 1 day's time so that you know the connection is made, or if there's something else he should do.
Does it open? If I open on the other side, does it automatically open on this side? Or does it have to be open on both sides?
So it's like the reverse of a telephone. I'm going to put it like that. So
Okay.
you have to have the receiver. I'm going to kill myself with how fucking stupid I explain this. You set one end down, you open the box. It's now ready to receive. You then go to the other one and you open the box and it establishes the connection because the one box is already ready. So if one box is
Okay.
closed and the other box is open, nothing happens.
All right. Yes, I will ask for him for that too. And I will. If that was everything, I will teleport back, and hopefully not miss. Actually, you know what? I can be smart. I remove an object from the safe house, and then I teleport back with it. Because that way, I don't actually have to roll for this.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Then I will simply return the object and take the gate cube on the other side, and say that in a day's time we will have the ability to return to the Vagabond's Rest whenever we want.
How exciting.
... All right, so Vaszerei has spoken to God and received her holy wisdom. You guys have found the numerical value attached to your booty. So that has happened. The next thing I believe is somebody needs to confer with scientists about science.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, unless someone wants to do something.
Once we're done with speaking with these people, I do want to check on the ship to make sure that it's okay. Before we go hunting for Rakdos and these other evils.
Well, yeah.
Then what do the
Just
scientists say?
For me, the player's knowledge, what exactly are people thinking, like future plan-wise? You guys just kind of going with the flow, or do you have any?
As far as like what our next goal is,
Yeah, like, do you want to work with the scientists to try and figure out a way to get daylight back? Do you want to help the Boros push the battle lines and clear out the city of the traitors?
I'd prefer pushing out the traitors first and then worry about the sun.
the traders do seem to be the more pressing issue, because once we take care of the traders, then we can devote all our resources to returning the sun. Whereas if we're trying to return the sun, well, they're going to have to divide resources to also holding off the traders. So
That's a good point. In that case, I think we'll wait on the. I'll wait on the scientist stuff, and actually, we can get to hunting trader.
What about a third approach?
Oh,
We double down, as it were.
on what?
Go about weakening the Orzhov, I think their name is, by siphoning their power, i.e. their funds.
They're going to be on high alert after that night.
Absolutely. But they're also more weak than they've ever been.
Yes, but we don't have the advantages that we had last time either.
True. Which is good that they're weaker now than they've ever been.
Carlos, what do you think?
sorry, say that again. I was reading something.
I just simply said, what do you think? Given Vinshenzo's claim to double down on robbing the Orzhov.
Targeting another bank.
Well, it would go a long way in crippling them even further. They must be reeling from this first incursion. But they will probably be on a high alert now that we've attempted this once before.
That was my thought.
But they're weaker now than they've ever been.
Weaker, and we have the full force of our party, no longer split between two activities.
The thing that I enjoy most about this whole trader activity and being very high is the fact that they're starting to make themselves more known.
Yes, the more desperate they become.
They can't hide in the shadows forever, even if the sun is gone.
It is also entirely possible that they've... Actually, you were thinking of hitting a different bank, right? And not the same one.
Well, if the same one hasn't been cleaned out, then we may hit the same one. I do not know. I wasn't there.
If we hit the same one, we do know how to get there. I'm assuming they haven't cleared out what remains. However, if we were to try and hit a different bank, then we have no intelligence.
Maybe trying to move their remaining valuables to a safer location out of the public eye.
It's been what, a day, a little over a day since we heisted.
It's been over a day, yeah, I'd say that.
So they've had time to move valuables if they decided to do so.
Well, they've had time to be. The entire organization has had to rush to do something to either protect or take advantage of the absolute chaos and rioting and mayhem that's going on. The entire city is basically under attack from without and within because there was a demon incursion. The thing the portal spitting out demons was dealt with quite quickly, but a pretty large number of them just kind of popped out, and other stuff kind of appeared in the city too. So that's been going on. There's also all of the craziness from around the city, and what's been essentially boiled down into a massive multi-sided conflict. So when you think about targets of opportunity, banks are definitely one of them. So the Orzhov might be concerned about that. Like you said, you have no intel, but here's just some general points of speculation. It hasn't been sunshine and roses for anybody. Neither side.
The wonder of it all.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a passing idea. Don't mind me.
Well, if we can secure that entire section, then the center of the city would be entirely under our control.
Hell yeah. The more power out of their grasp, the more power in ours.
However, I feel I must point out we won't have access to the gate this time, which will hamper our effort to secure the funds, if that was your plan.
We've chiefly filled our pockets with one snatch and grab. As far as I care, it could go into the sea.
I think the better option would be to simply secure that entire area, wipe out any wipe out or arrest any members of the Order that are located there, and securing it for the future.
Vinshenzo will rise to his feet and dust himself off and say, "Very well, Mr. Paelias." And he'll gesture forward in your direction.
I will. I'll turn to the others and ask if they think that's a good plan, or if we should perhaps do something.
I'll be honest, I was thinking about all that money. Could you run it by me again?
Oof.
Ooh,
What did he say?
What did he say?
I was just thinking about the money. Can you run that by me again?
Hell yeah.
Vincenzo suggested robbing the thing. I counter suggested that since we don't have the gate available right now, we should instead take control of the entire area.
How would you suggest doing such a feat?
By force.
Oh.
Cool. So we just assault their HQ and seize it as our own?
We assault their possessions and take them for our own.
How bold.
Once we've secured that area, the entirety of the central part of the city will be under friendly control.
I wonder if the forces of good, as it were, would be interested in aiding us in this assault.
I mean, you also have a gate that's literally going to the capital city of your own country where the army is hosted of your own nation.
Well, it will be there in a day.
In a day. Yeah, in an entire day. I'm just pointing it out.
Hell yeah.
What do Vaszerei and Vari think? Or are they just kind of like patiently looking at it, at all of the big brains discussing the great plans?
I am definitely observing.
Do you
This
think
is-
that the... Do you think your crusaders would be interested in assisting us again?
I think they would.
Excellent.
Well, that would be useful. Are they perhaps not better used defending the church and the
They should.
hospital currently there?
They should be defending the church, yes.
Do we
But if we need
believe
to call
it to
upon
be...
them, then they can have hands to spare.
Hmm.
Oh. Why are you doing that? Don't chew my socks. Sorry, I was distracted by the dogs. They're going after my laundry hamper for some reason. What's the plan? What's happening? Okay. You guys are the best plan makers I've ever seen.
We try.
I know.
We
good.
try. It's kind of hard to live up to 20 intelligence.
Yeah, you kind of like you're playing basically like somebody who plays 5D chess for fun. Like you're pretty smart cookie. I'm gonna ask some leading questions. What is the overarching goal right now?
Securing the city.
Securing the city, okay. And in that sense, do you mean securing it from the current state of violence, or do you mean like completely rendering all the bad guy organizations moot and then having it so that it's entirely safe?
Personally, I'm kind of about the long term, taking out all 5 of the traitor guild.
100%. Okay. That's.
I mean, I guess there are still like Demir members that are actually loyal to the city, so maybe make a new house Demir with those guys if there's enough of them around afterwards. But other than that, Paelias is in the short term securing the right now, and in the long term, removing them as a threat to this city and to Sanctuary.
They must be brought to heel, that is sure.
These are very good points. The side question at the end of that good goal is, how the hell do you go about doing that in a way that doesn't entirely like ruin everyone and everything in the process? Okay, so from that, I'll give you some. I'll reminisce some points of information with you. You know that the Golgari strengths are concentrated in the Undercity. You know that the Orzhov Syndicate headquarters and center of power is right here. You're aware that the Rakdos are concentrated in their skullduggery at the Colosseum. And you know that the Gruul
are in the north,
here.
In the rubble belt, yeah.
Yeah. And you also know that House Demir is divided and decentralized, but they're more of an intelligence / spy network / thieves guild. That's the 4 of them. I don't think. Yeah. I think the 5th one is the Simic, but nobody really knows anything.
Oh, so there are six guilds then still on the council.
Selesnya, Boros, Azorius, Izzet, Simic. And then on the other guys, I don't like doing this off of memory when I literally have it written down. Jesus, I'm stupid. Not that one. Not that one. Here we go. So the Rakdos, the Orzhov, the Golgari, and the Gruul. Rakdos, Orzhov, Golgari, Gruul. There's 4 of them. Azorius, Boros, Izzet, Selesnya.
There are 10 guilds of Ravnica. So
there are 9 that are persistent here.
Oh.
The 9 that are persistent here is because the Gruul aren't an official member of the council, but they are an official member of the League of Evil. Basically, Dimir, Dimir counting because it's fractured and divided, right?
Yeah.
So like the head of their organization is an asshole, but he doesn't have control over the whole organization because the whole point of that organization is that it's decentralized. So you have 4, absolutely those guys are bad. 4, absolutely these guys are good. 1 that nobody's really seen or heard from aside from seeing the speaker at the first council meeting and at the most recent council meeting, but you're not really sure what they're doing and nobody really talks about them. And then the Gruul were evicted from the council basically as soon as they got separated.
Alrighty. Given that this area is the only one in the center of the city that isn't under control, because the Undercity I'm counting that as separate. This is kind of where I want to focus our initial efforts.
It's a good plan.
Because
I
from
like
there
that
we
plan.
can spread out and start
And
pushing the
Vaszerei
other line.
has an absolute burning hatred of the Rakdos, which is awesome. So that might be a thing that happens too.
Burn.
Burn, she says,
Burn,
as she stays quiet throughout the entire conversation, where she could pitch the idea of let's go screw those guys over.
Yeah,
Fuck them, that's why.
we're even close to him right now.
Yeah, you're literally like 2 blocks away. Well, like, yeah, like 2 blocks away. The most vocal advocate of.
We also
destroying
don't
your
have
cult.
any. Well, we have friendly forces fighting. What over here?
They're occupied friendly forces.
Yeah.
They're entirely Black Hawk down right now.
Get some resistance.
As far as our secured areas, it's within the.
That's the big bastion of green zone for you guys. Everywhere else is either contested or entirely under hostile control. Okay, well, I like your plan and idea. Does any member of the party have input on how you guys want to go about taking out that thing, or are you just gonna balls to the walls, hope for the best?
Paelias' idea is basically to take out take control over the outskirts of this area and basically force them to focus all of their remaining manpower on the cathedral, and then assault that last.
All right, I like it.
And take control of the nearby areas and then drive them into there.
Well,
At least we'd
I'm
have
not the
control of the
one-
upper city.
I'm not the one you got to convince. You gotta get your fellow party members on board and into action, and that
Yeah.
way we can progress forward. But I like your plan. I think you got a plan.
No, I'm in agreement with it too. If we can manage to take that over high ground at all, start working our way down.
Yes.
Especially it being so close to the palace too.
Okay. Do you want to wait a day until a certain gate opens up, or do you want to move in on these guys too sweet?
Hell yeah.
You think we should
Paelias
wait for
would
the
like
gate?
to take a long rest, which is only 4 hours, and after that he'll be ready to go.
I'm
They did just
assuming you
use
don't want to
2
do
high-level
that
spells.
here.
No. No, we
Probably should get out of here.
What about the other members, or sorry, not the members, the NPCs, so to speak, that are at the safe house? Have they begun leaving, or are they waiting for us?
They're waiting in the side. They're geared up. They're ready to go. Their job is effectively done, and they're sort of doing their own little like coordination. They've been kept primarily out of the loop because they've been seconded to your little mission, and everything went south while they were under your assignment. So, like, there's go ahead.
In that case, Paelias would just travel with them back to safe.
All right. There's
Whether that requires casting flight spells or whatever, that can be arranged.
well, they're getting ready to hoof it. There's a
How many are there in total?
there are 20 men. The 2 scientists that were there, the 2 scientists fucked off. There are 20 men, including some of the soldiers that you guys had saved from the fight in the vault. They're there as well. So they're like, they shared the story, and these guys are incredibly respectful of the work that you and Carlos specifically, because you were there trying to save their lives. Like, they they have a pretty high opinion of you. There are
Hell yeah, we did.
2 guys in charge, respectively, each in command of 10 men. They're called Wojeks. And the Wojeks are elite soldiers who are sort of in between a sergeant and an officer. And then they each have like a sergeant as their second in command, as just sort of a general understanding of the thing. So these two groups of, or these 2 soldiers are not bickering back and forth, but they're sort of like bantering with their men and keeping the morale up and trying to go about, okay, well, we don't really know what's going on. Here's the closest thing. Okay, well, I'm not really sure based on the situation, like where we should go next. And they're kind of in their own group huddle at the moment, but they're also keeping an ear out for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh, think given the large number, I think it'd be safer to just move as a one large group.
They're pretty happy with that. They will
Just returning to friendly territory.
They are. There's nothing like crazy special about these guys. They are just like your rank and file soldiery, aside from the Wojeks, of course. They're a little bit more intense. So
I mean, yeah, but still.
I'm just saying, like, don't I don't want to say don't expect, but they're gonna have a lot more trouble than you guys do just walking through the neighborhood. But they're willing to give it a try because they have nowhere else that they can
Question.
answer.
When we flew over here, were there any like gargoyles or anything flying around?
Oh,
You guys didn't. Oh, so I'm not gonna make you roll.
Was
post-human
enemy
perception.
basically was there any enemy air power?
Airspace
we
is
could-
contested, but you are not a biggest threat in the sky. And there's not anything that was really going after you. So the Boros have Sky Knights on the backs of, I think it's Griffins. And so those guys are duking it out with a whole lot of other aerial monsters. The Gruul themselves have some pretty nasty flying things that were mostly going after, like, the Air Force. And said Air Force is also dealing with support from angels and magicians who are flying around too. So there's things happening, but you are a relatively small group amongst a mixture of like squadrons of dueling beasts and men on flying beasts and angels that are patrolling the skies. When I say this is a city in conflict, like this is a city in conflict, but when you look at the scale of everything going around, there's 5 of you. And at first glance, you know, the 5 of you versus the like squadron of, you know, gargoyles or the squadron of vampires on the back of like flying bats or the, you know, the swarm of pterodactyls, like those things are a lot more numerous and immediately like eye-catching than just 5 dudes. So currently on the priority list of guys to fuck with, you guys are not quite that high.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just looking at my ability to basically give them fly and send them in group to the capital or the center.
It worked well for you guys. There's no
It
reason
worked
why
well
it
for
wouldn't
us,
work.
but I
Yeah.
can only do it in very small groups, and I can't actually get all of them.
Perhaps some of your comrades could contribute ideas if they have any.
Because I don't want to just leave them to get wrecked.
For themselves. They are entirely willing to fend for themselves. They're also like you know, they're the stubborn infantrymen. They're looking at like some
Look,
pretty
I'm
intense views, and they're
perfectly
like,
happy
"Hey,
just traveling with them. I'd like to see who wants to fuck with a 8th level wizard.
they're down if you're down. It's up to kind of the rest of the party to draw straws on how they want to leave this place now at this point in time. You're pretty committed in your next plan of action, but the other 4 have yet to
We're planning to walk back with them.
I
Yeah.
have the party's back.
Strength in numbers and all.
Yeah, we
Don't
can't.
want
leave
to
them
want to
behind,
lose
so,
soldiers
well,
if we can avoid it.
what about the other pockets of resistance, or are they just going to keep holding out?
Well, if you want, we can spend the time rallying the nearby forces and having them fall back to your lines, but that would be surrendering those parts of the city entirely to chaos.
Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't be ideal.
the question you have to make is what's more important, territory or troops? Because at this point in time, like, you can sacrifice one or the other, but if you try and hold on to both,
Yeah, but it's also not just territory, because that territory comes with civilians.
I was going to say, it's not even just troops either. It's the people that are still under these things too. The soldiers are still protecting people.
No, the soldiers right now, I'll tell you this for free, the soldiers right now are more focused on defending themselves. And I mean this from like every single angle. There's no community policing, like making sure everyone's okay. Like the law enforcement of the Astoria Senate could maybe be doing that, but for the most part, like, they are entirely under assault. Like, they are, like, it's Gotham from the third Batman right now. They are target numero uno from a lot of assailants. So they're trying to, like, they're basically trying to make themselves secure areas to operate out of. The ones that are closest to you are straight up in a fight for their own survival. There's no like, oh, we got to think about the civilians. You don't have time to think about the civilians because people are actively trying to put a spear through your throat.
Well, in that case, maybe setting up a safe zone near here, or rallying the forces and taking as much of them with us back to reinforce our actual secure place would be a good idea.
I'll say it once more. The area that you guys are in is basically Mogadishu. Like, there is no think of the people. The people are the ones who are trying to kill you. Not you specifically, but you, the good guys.
It's deeply worrying.
Well, look at
if
where
the
you
people
are.
are all trying to kill us, we're all trying to kill the good guys, so to speak, then rallying the forces that are here and getting them out of here is probably a good idea.
Well, I'm glad that I brought it up then. In that case, let's see if we can rally them. And we'll be going on foot.
Yeah, in that case, I guess we'll spend the next however long going from battle to battle, collecting friendly crew.
Okay, hell yeah. I gotta think how to streamline this because this is gonna be a good time. Do you want to go smart or do you want to sledgehammer this sucker? For visual fun, there's entire like phalanxes of these guys flying around in the sky. That's what the Boros Air Forces look like going alongside the Angels in the Vagabonds chat there.
I don't know why the sound of sledgehammer sounds fun right now.
Because Vaszerei is a sledgehammer on fire.
Hell yeah. Spitfire.
You definitely spit a lot of fire. And a lot of shade.
I mean, if we can get reinforcements to help assist in consolidating the forces on this side of the city, that we can have them fall back to friendly territory, then, I mean,
out of curiosity for questioning with Paelias, has he thought about other alternative asymmetrical ways of getting people from point A to point B safely?
Yes, but
teleportation or gate cubes or anything like that?
Yes, but the gate cube is currently unavailable for a day. Once that's up, that is entirely an option. Teleportation is currently not an option until I long rest. I don't have a high enough level spell slot at the moment.
Okay, so you're gonna move. Show me your route and where your destination is. That'll help me understand how the challenges are. You are here. Exactly.
Okay, we
where
are
you're at.
here. Were there any battles like over here in this area when we flew over?
Complete anarchy. It's not a front line. It is a Wild West. Like every man for themselves. There's looting, there's stabbing, there's like murderous rampages, there's killer clowns that are just going around enjoying the fact that blood is being spilled, and they're probably having a little bit too much fun. There's like utter lawlessness happening.
Yeah, my thought, if no one has a better one, is to simply get the straightest route possible to the road and then make our way up north to the friendly forces there and try and recover as many of those as possible. Actually, is that even north? Yeah, that is north.
Yeah.
Fastest route to safe territory would be through the Gruul territory. I doubt that would actually be the safest. Might actually be smarter to take the long way around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the longer way around would expose you to danger for longer, and you're in small numbers.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Okay, well, I don't hear any dissenting opinions, so it sounds like the consensus is you guys are going to move out to the streets and then down.
Yep.
Are you preserving yourself and letting the Boros handle minor incidents, or are you going to like involve yourself in fights to try and speed them along? It matters to me.
I mean, I'm not gonna spend like spell slots or anything, but I'll throw out cantrips and assist with lesser stuff.
Okay.
I'm willing to help them as best they can. That way they can keep moving.
Deadly. All right. So we're going to start moving. We got 20 troops, 2 knights, 18 soldiers. I got this. We got this. We're going to preemptively all roll initiative.
Oh shit.
And I'm going to roll initiative for I'm gonna war game this just a little bit, but we're gonna run the guys in squads for squad 1, squad 2 of the 10-man teams. And they're gonna use the Wojek's initiative. Who is a
Hell
knight.
yeah, I love Wojaks.
Oh, he literally has no initiative, so whatever those two are. 11 and 13.
Dex. Add Dex.
Knights have +0 dex.
Oh.
That's why I said literally nothing.
Knight has no deck.
That is funny.
Okay, so we got a 25.
I guess if you're in
Carlos.
plate, then you don't need to be hilariously nimble, but still.
23 for Vari. 17 for Vinshenzo. 13, 11.
The slow brain man.
For Vaszerei. 15 for Big Brain. 13 for, we'll call them First Squad. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna theater of the mind this for ease of everybody's getting through it. And I'll give you like general dimensions of alleys and stuff so that we keep an idea out. So pay attention, but I'll also write it down. So if you forget and you have to ask, we'll make sure that it's all standardized. So this big ass street here, this big ass main boulevard super alley, is 120 feet wide.
Oh, damn. Big street.
These smaller alleys, so I'll say alleys and streets. So the streets are 30 feet wide. The alleys are 15. As a general statement, buildings are going to be 60 to 120 feet high. I'm going to say 60 for like the 2 stories, 120 for the taller ones, and I will make sure to tell you have small or big buildings on the side. So that's your vertical. If there's any other special ones, I'll make sure to like state it out loud. If for whatever reason you're jumping on the Coliseum, we all know it's pretty high up. And I'm going to think about that, actually. Small buildings. How tall? No, what is it? 1 story is about 10 feet, right? Like a room is 10 feet tall usually?
On average.
Okay, so like a 2-story house would be like 20 to 30 feet
assuming
high.
it's designed for medium creatures.
Roughly
We're going to assume it's designed for...
yeah.
So 30 foot for a small building, 60 foot for a big building. Welcome to Christopher's Theater of the Mind. You guys step out into the alleyway. It's going to take you a good few minutes, say about 5 minutes worth of march to get to the big boulevard. Who's taking point? Give me an idea of the formation here, because I'm going to draw this out too. Who's taking what position in the general?
Paelias would be in the middle, so we can respond to attacks from any side.
Okay.
I go on the roof.
Carlos would probably be in the front so he can keep an eye out for approaching danger.
You want to keep yourself a specific distance in the front, or are you just going to like expand and collapse as need be?
Pretty much.
Okay. The soldiers are going to march in columns, in column of 2 by 5, with the Wojek at the front and the sergeant sort of somewhere in the middle. He doesn't matter because stats. So it'll be Carlos 10 men, Paelias 10 men. The rest of I need 3 other understandings of where you guys are going to generally be. So if I say there's an attack from the front or the rear or the whatever, I know where you guys are in case there's like a thing that needs to happen. For instance, Carlos, because he's on point, probably going to be doing a lot of perception checks.
Yeah.
Deadly. Okay.
It's Vari would watch the back.
That's probably a good idea.
Vari is in the back. Gotcha.
She also has
Vaszerei?
very high perception.
That's a good thing to know.
Vaszerei would be with Carlos in the front.
I'm in the front.
I'm going to call you VZ.
Yeah, so it'd probably be
And-
like...
King flying above us on a Pegasus. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, where's Vinshenzo going to be in this entire lineup?
I'm on the roof.
Vinshenzo?
Clickets.
Oh my god.
Were you muted accidentally?
One of my audio channels, yes. I'm on the roof.
Okay. On the
Okay.
roofs. Okay.
Haven't heard from you in forever, so.
That's all I really said.
Okay.
On the roof.
With Rabbit.
Rabbit is going to be flying like Predator drone style recon, or is she going to be like on the roof with you, clopping from shingle to shingle?
On the roof with me.
Clopping from shingle to shingle. Gotcha.
Not how I would say it.
I know, I'm being retarded, not you. I just have your rooftops with rabbit. Okay, in that case, I will get... Vaszerei usefully has her eyes glowing in the dark as the group moves along. The entire area...
Paelias joins in and makes them glow, I don't know, yellow.
Just because.
Just
The entire area is effectively dimly lit due to the overall glow of fire and calamity that is coming from the city.
Dim light.
The alleyways are dimly lit. The Big Boulevard, I guess we'll find out. The alleyways are dark. The streets are dimly lit, and I don't care about the Big Boulevard right now. But you guys are moving along a street, so I'm going to get Carlos to roll perception, and I'm going to get Vaszerei to roll perception, and I'm going to get Vinshenzo to roll perception.
Hell yeah.
Quick question, just so
Good answer.
I know we probably haven't discussed this much before. For the purposes of dark vision, like rules of as written, basically means you treat an area of light as one brightness higher, right? So if it's dim to you, it's bright. If it's dark to you, it's dim, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so for like everyone with dark vision, pretty much, it's basically day for us.
Yeah, for you guys, like it's
up to our
Yeah.
dark vision distance.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
For us, it's
reading
dim
some
in
stuff
that distance.
before, and I
What
was
you
just
said
sort of
isn't wholly correct, but what you said after that is mostly correct, so yeah.
cool. All right, so I'm gonna roll. I have with my rogue's mantle, I have 120 feet of dark vision.
Hell yeah, me too.
Hell yeah. So that is a lot. Let me see here. That's 29.
29.
Did Vaszerei open her eye?
Did Vaszerei open her eyes?
I specifically asked 3 people because they're the ones like looking out on point. If Vaszerei would like to roll perception, she can.
I'll roll.
I mean, she was one of 3 people on point, so...
Do you need kidders to roll for the rear?
Yes.
Ah.
13 perception.
13.
Keep
Honestly?
rolling 23.
Honestly, not bad. Not bad at all.
Do I need to roll perception?
No, sir. You're in the middle.
Alright.
I'm getting the ones that are most likely to take contact front, contact rear, and then contact high on the rooftops with an 18
Contact
perception.
high.
Roof. Okay, so I'll remind once again the setting that you guys had entered into was there was a bunch of miscreants. I was going to call them vagabonds, but it's not true. You guys are the vagabonds. There was a bunch of miscreants and rabble trying to gain entry into that warehouse. As you guys pushed your way out of the warehouse doors and started moving down the street, a group of about 12 rabble begins surrounding you from the alleyways, half up front and half behind. You can see that they're looking pretty mean and nasty. A lot of them are carrying simple weapons, cleavers, homemade clubs. Some of them have knives and short swords. They're not wearing armor. They're just opportunistic, I don't know, undesirables.
Is
Nobody's
this passed
carrying-
down the line?
Hey?
Is this info passed down the line?
Leave that to the point men.
Make sure I understand correctly. They're attempting to surround, sorry.
They have... So,
Oh,
in the
sorry.
front, Carlos sees them because of his
Oh, okay.
29. He sees that there's people like leaning out of the alleyways, sort of farther up ahead. They're poking their way out there. They're looking. You got a half dozen in front of you. Vari behind. She's looking around behind, trying to check out. And some of the guys that had ran off in the other direction, they're starting to pop out and stalk behind the group, and there's a half dozen of them as well. So on both sides, you got 6 and 6 on the front and rear. There's a reason why I was saying like individually perception. So front, you see your own thing. Rear, Vari sees her own thing. Vinshenzo from up above, he can see both things with his 18.
Yeah, I will shout a warning out to the troops that look like that are about the troops that look like they're trying to circle around. And if I'm able to move and react, I will move over towards them and cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. What does Fairy Fire do with?
Fairy Fire. Yeah. One sec. Each
Turns
object.
them gay.
Yeah. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. I choose violet. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails its dexterity saving throw against my spell save, which is 19, I believe.
Okay, so
Or no, 18.
20-foot cube. Sorry, this is on the guys in front?
The guys that are trying to circle around.
Okay, the guys in back. I got a 17, a 13, and a 15, so none of them. They're
Hell.
all immediately from the rear of the column. 3 of 6 people are illuminated in violet light.
Any attack against them is at advantage.
There we go. So, Paelias, if your eyes are shifting around, you would immediately see these guys lit up with bright violet light, and the troops kind of watching their backs also see it.
Are we in combat speed, or can I take multiple actions?
We're not
Oh.
immediately in combat speed. We're just gonna. I'm just sort of until they get to an attack. They haven't actually
Okay.
ran out
In
and
that-
assaulted. But if you
Yeah,
want to do it, then you can initiate.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to cast first guidance on myself, and then I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times as loud. And then I'm going to shout out, "This is not a fight you want to take. Fuck off."
Roll intimidation,
Wow.
sir.
That is a unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Well, that combined with the columns of soldiers and well-armed escorts convinces the rabble to skitter back off into their corners. And as quickly as they started to look out opportunistically, they scurry off. You're able to continue unmolested to the next sort of. I'm going to use. Screw it. This loser as my marker for you guys' progress. Yeah, remember this guy who never did anything? Me either. Toggle grid. I don't want you to stick to the grid. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you were here. You're moving out and down, and you made it to this corner, and nobody's hurting you. We go down and to this intersection, and I'm gonna get Vinshenzo and Vinshenzo alone specifically to roll. Can you get your friggin' hand out of the way? That's right, thank you. Xavier is in fact the party. Vinshenzo, I would like you to roll a perception.
Perception, roger that. Yeah. Oh, okay. I believe that is a 31. One sec.
Damn,
Okay.
son.
Oh no, that is a 29. Sorry.
29. Roger. All right. You are aware of the fact, and the reason why it's you specifically because you got a vantage point. You are aware of the fact that there is a giant that is loose up here.
Where? Can you point it out again? And
Up
where
here.
where are we? Are we here?
Your Xavier placeholder, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. I will oh. I know which direction it is. I will say giant to the north.
Got an enemy, man. North.
3 blocks over, or however far he was.
Is he heading this way?
He is rampaging in the middle of beating the crap out of stuff. You can actively see him like smashing something with what looks to be a light post. He's just ripped off like a street lamp, and he's beating somebody or something to death with it.
He's rampaging.
Are there friendlies
Yeah.
there?
He's beating someone with a lamppost.
3 blocks away.
Guess they had it coming.
Do we want to check it out and see if there are any friendlies? Or do we just want to move on to where we know there are friendlies?
That depends. The question is, if we try to sneak past him, will he just see us later anyway? Might as well deal with him now.
Deal with him now, says Vaszerei. Does anybody have an objection?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Deadly. So we're gonna move into. You gotta choose to head north. The whole column snakes around this intersection, and you begin advancing in the direction of
The giant.
the giant. And as you approach the square, I'll give you an opportunity to choose how you want to get in there. I don't want to just like jumble you all and have you fucked over, but it's we'll say 60 foot wide by 100 foot long. There is there's like a watch post there that has been like the entire east facing wall just isn't anymore. And there's a whole host of dead legionnaires that are scattered around, and Azorius arresters and guild mages that are dead around. Some are in bits and pieces, some are mercifully intact.
Any living ones?
Roll perception.
Uh, 18.
You hear the sound of fighting in the upper levels, though you cannot see from your vantage point. It sounds like something is still under attack. The most immediate thing that everybody can see, though, is a huge, and I'm using the game terminology, huge, giant, decked out in the bronze plate. I don't want to say plate as in like full-on plate mail, but the bronze like pauldron and gladiatorial garb and the crimson cloak or cloth of the cult of Rakdos is a giant wielding what once was an intact lamppost and is now more like a banana-shaped lamppost in one hand and a chain in the other that looks like it probably was once like the anchor chain for a boat. Is quite hefty. And around him are some pretty frenzied looking insectoid crawl, which you know as the little bug servants of the Golgari. A decent chunk of them are dead, also smashed to bits and pieces. and the giant itself is looking like it's having the time of its life. As you enter into the square, it sweeps its chain and slaughters the last few of the crawl insects. Turning on his heel, he sees you and he lets out a vicious battle cry. I will roll his initiative. As you guys have proceeded in there with aggressive intent to go and do him harm, I will give you the opportunity of a surprise round.
Whoa.
And he comes in at a 10 minus 1 is 9. So even then he comes at the boss. Great. Well, you got a surprise round and an entire extra turn because of the initiative, because he's fucking stupid.
What kind of giant is he?
He's a blood-frayed giant.
Blood-frayed giant, huh?
Yes.
For the purposes of the surprise round, does it count as having advantage?
I mean,
I
basically.
believe it's just they don't get to act during that round.
He doesn't get to act. However, given the fact, and I will state this once again, given the fact that you know that you're going, you're on the offensive. So if Carlos wants to, before he gets up there, he wants to dip into a shadow, or you please tell me this now, deploy yourself as you wish. You're the first guy who gets to go in. So
You get
there's
a
other
free
ways for you to
attack.
get in that. Yeah.
That's basically advantage.
It's up to you. How do you want to do that? He is turned and he has seen the column.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna use my move in shadows ability with the Rogue's Mantle to teleport as a bonus action
Whoa.
behind him, and then that gives me advantage on my first melee attack, and then I'm going to attack him.
All right, you're gonna bounce into melee range. Get her done.
Kitty, can you stop?
Okay, so that's 17 plus 10, 27 to hit.
That absolutely hits. Jeez.
Hell yeah. All right, let's see. Let me. I think I knocked people over, but that's okay.
Good luck, everyone.
Looks like a lot.
It is 55 damage.
55 Jesus. Okay, well, he wasn't even on full HP. He's still up, but you, Are you coming from high or low? Give me that descriptor. Attacking from up or down? He's huge. You're small.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be attacking from below.
Okay, so
Actually,
Oh,
hold on. Backing up. Since it doesn't specify I have to teleport to the ground, I'm going to, teleport above him and attack. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
okay. So you slice at, the back of his knees, doing some pretty critical, tendon ligament severing, not good time damage to him, and he roars in pain. Meaning that is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, meaning that Vari is next.
Well, I was gonna try to do pretty much what Kardoc did with status.
You can still try and do it. There's nothing stopping you.
How far would Vari be from it, though?
Vari's at the back of the column. She has the opportunity to have moved up, given that you are all aware of the fact that you're going up to fight the giant. Do you think you would have gone from the back of the line to the front of the line, knowing that there's a giant up front?
If I knew you were gonna fight it, then yeah.
Okay, so you're about 30 feet away.
Oh,
The giant's
plenty.
halfway into the square. 50 feet away because he's halfway into the square. 60 feet wide, 100 feet long.
Still
Going
plenty.
north south. Still plenty. She moves 700 miles an hour, so
She moves 65 feet at a minimum.
per hour.
But does that apply to shadow step too?
Shadow Step is extra movement.
Okay. Because you can teleport up to 60 feet.
Yeah, so you're like, you can move really far. You can definitely move within range to attack him.
Okay, then just gonna do that to get behind him and try to slash him, I guess.
Flash him. Get him.
Does your Shadow Step give you advantage or anything on your attack?
Yeah, I think so. Advantage on the first melee attack.
There you go.
Alright. Let me try to brain.
Make sure to roll your other d20 as well.
Okay. I'll
That's what
do
advantage
them one at
is.
a time.
Good thing.
Better anyway. What do I add to that?
+9.
Okay.
So that'd be 22.
Yeah, 22.
22 hits.
Okay.
Let's just roll one of those. Add 4, so that's 8 damage. And then, are you gonna see? Can
Need
attack
this.
again.
The monk has extra attack, right? So
Yeah, you have 2 attacks per action, so you can attack again for free.
Wait, hang on. How
Okay.
much damage has she done already?
8.
8. Okay.
So you roll another d20. Oh,
20.
nat 20. So roll die, double it, and add 4.
Double it.
Yep.
Whoa, it didn't quite roll there.
Just roll again.
It flipped all weird and froze.
There you go. That's a roll. Hell yeah. So that's 14 plus 4 is 18 damage.
18 damage. Understood. He's still up.
All right. So yeah, now you can use your key, which let's make sure this is a reset.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows, punch 2 times,
you
2
can-
more times.
Yeah, you can do flurry of blows, spend a key, and make 2 more unarmed attacks if you wanted. All right. Might as well just roll both your d20s at once. 1 for each attack. Okay. First one is 15 to hit.
15 hits. He doesn't have a whole lot of armor on him. Luckily.
Oh, then both of them hit
Big
because the other one was like a 20. So
Big
roll
guy
your two.
usually easy to but
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah, they have a lot of health, not a lot of armor.
Oh,
Oh.
bad rolls.
So that's
10.
yeah.
1 plus 4, 1 plus 4.
So 10 more damage.
Another 10 damage. Understood. Oh, he's on his last leg. Someone finish him off! Is that the end of Vari's
It's your
turn?
time.
Yeah.
Vinshenzo claimed the giant.
Just mocks him and he dies.
Calls him a bitch. He falls over dead.
Emotional damage.
What size is he? Sorry, is it my turn?
He is huge. Sorry, he is huge.
And it is my turn, correct?
It is your turn, correct?
Okay. Am I within I believe my speed on rabbit is 120 feet.
Oh, you are well within range of him with 120.
I will fly rabbit straight up to his face. And I will ask him a question.
Oh,
And I will say, trying to think of how I want to phrase this.
And you believe it's not butter.
I will say, it appears you've ended up on the losing side of this battle. You care to swap your allegiances? I'm sitting side saddle.
Oh, okay. Would you like to roll persuasion on that?
Sure, whatever you want me to roll.
I would like you to roll persuasion.
Roger that. I'm fantastic at that. Ah, I'm still good at it. Oh, I thought I was better. That is a 18.
18. You cause this. How smart is he? He's not very smart. And he's crying and whimpering now.
I'm
sort
fully willing to
in pain.
accept that I'm speaking too eloquently to be understood.
But you said that he's outnumbered and that he should switch sides, right? Like he's been overpowered in that.
Yes.
So he's crying and whimpering, and he stops for a moment with these big tear-filled eyes, and he looks around and he starts trying to count off on his fingers. I'm outnumbered. Oh, 1, 2, and he tries to count how many people are trying to kill him. And as he's doing that, I will give you the opportunity to do something else, or somebody wants to basically he is voluntarily left himself defenseless.
I would like to ask him what has led him to fight.
Oh, just like killing things.
Cast Mind Flow
Huh?
if I can.
I'll allow. He's the only enemy right now, and he's kind of paused, and Vincenzo's got him on entirely disarmed on the back foot with his disarming appearance, sitting side saddle.
I am permanently
20 intelligence save,
beautiful.
please, dumbass.
You what?
He must make a DC 20 intelligence save.
Oh,
And he's dumb.
oh, DC, he can't do it. I can't do it. He's got a -2 to his intelligence. Even if I roll a nat 20, he fails.
No, nat 20 succeeds.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do it anyways, just to see. Here we go. Is he too stupid
Probably.
to be psychically fucked? Yeah, he rolled a 3.
He
That
takes
would've been amazing.
10 psychic damage.
He's still alive! He's too stupid to die from your mind sliver!
Hell yeah.
The mat, as he's trying to count on his fingers, he just gets a friggin' migraine brain aneurysm, and he screws up and he loses count, and he just falls to his knees. I just wanted to kill things! Why so hard? And he is having an emotional breakdown.
Can we just finish him already and
Yeah,
move on?
you coup de grace that poor guy. I mean, unless you want to recruit a giant and have him kill things for you. I don't know. Maybe you,
No.
shush him
I don't want to recruit the
push
guy
him
who likes
along.
to kill things and has killed, I don't know, how many Azorius and Boris was destroyed in that fucking tower?
Oh, I mean, if it was even him. But you're right. He's definitely an asshole.
I'm assuming it's him. No mercy.
Who wants to do it? Who wants to coup de grace? Is Paelias entirely he's on board for the bloodshed?
I'm on board for the bloodshed.
All right. How do you want to coup de grace him? You want to cantrip him and just shit his ass to death, or what?
That was me earlier.
I mean, how much HP does he have?
I'm willing to say he's only got 3 HP. You guys
Okay.
reduced him. Well, fucking Carlos with his 55 damage fucking destroyed his hit points.
And Vari crit.
And Vari crit. She did a decent number on him too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll Sacred Flame.
Can you do a minimum of 3 damage with that?
Yes, that is the absolute minimum damage I can do with it, assuming it hits.
He's defenseless. You hit. You kill him. You kill the giant. Giant's dead. Holy crap. He's dead. And we'll get you to... Do you want to quickly investigate the tower and see if you can find any survivors?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to lead the charge into that, or is Paelias like...
No.
He seems to be, Yeah.
I'll ask Carlos to go with me, given his proficiency for...
Okay. So the two of you enter into the tower. There's bodies strewn all over the stairwell. You don't have to open any doors because, like I said, the east wall just isn't. And through the crumbling masonry, you hear the sound of blades clashing. You enter in to find 3 legionnaires looking bloody and torn, fending off a couple of Rakdos clowns who are stabbing at them with deadly looking knives, dancing in and around the thrusts of their spears. They've lost their shields, and they themselves are only holding on with their swords. They are backed up against the western wall. The clowns don't seem to notice your guys' approach entrance to the second story, as they're gleefully closing in for the kill.
I will, if I have the opportunity to, I will cast
Hello.
Hold Person as a 4th level spell targeting all 3 clowns.
Okay. Hold Person as a 4th level spell, you say?
Yes. Assuming they are within 30 feet of each other.
Yeah, they're all within, like, proximity. They're side by each.
Yeah. A DC 20 wisdom save or be paralyzed.
Okay, DC 20. Let me just... Fucking clown stat. Roll for clown.
Roll for kill.
Carlos found that one funny. DC, you said wisdom?
Yes.
Oh, good. DC 20. Here we go. Times 3. Mouse wheel's not working, so I have to like fly around the board by Zeus. Da-da-da. I got a 7, a nat 20, and an 11. So 2 of them are held, and 1 of them is having too much fun to be bothered.
You know what? I'll expend a 1st level spell slot to force him to re-roll that D20. Or that natural 20.
You force
And
him
Silvery
to
Barbed.
roll. A 5. He's held.
And I will call out, they're restrained. Finish them off.
With a cry of action, the three men lunge out and slit their throats with their short swords, and the clowns tumble down. These disgusting, hideous-looking freaks
Hell yeah.
are slain, and the soldiers look at you with gratitude, and they say, "Thank you for saving us. We thought we were goners."
Oh, you're very welcome. We're gathering any survivors and trying to fall back to friendly territory.
Hell yeah! So I'll give you a.
Also, 1 sec. I will give my 2 healing potions to the guard. Unfortunately,
nice
I do not
young
have
man.
3.
Okay, so
I say,
You will,
unfortunately, I only have the 2, so you'll have one of you will have to go without.
Was it 2D? How many D of what? 2D4, 2D6?
2d4 plus
I can't
4 or something like that?
Oh,
I don't know.
2D4 plus 4. I like it. 5. They were on their last legs. We'll call that half health. Where's my soldier? There you are, you sweetie little guy. So that plus. So first one like bounces right back up. His cuts and scrapes and bruises basically like dissolve, and the other one, 6 plus 4 is 10. Wow, both of them return to peak physique.
Peak physique.
Peak physique, and they look like they're feeling right as rain. And the third one is still pretty cut and bruised. I got that recorded. Deadly. So you've saved 3 men.
If we have a minute, I'll take a minute to look over his wounds with medicine.
Sure, roll me medicine.
And is medicine in? No, it's wisdom. So that's an unnatural 20.
You can tell that none of his injuries are necessarily life-threatening. He is haggard. He is cut in a dozen places, but luckily his armor has kept anything from sliding in anywhere bad. He's just fatigued.
I'll use clothing or anything like nearby and rip and make makeshift bandages and like patch up what I can. If that's an option. Otherwise, I'm ready to move and regroup.
Okay. You can do that as an action. You tear him up. He helps. He'll bandage himself. He knows first aid a little bit, so he'll gratefully take the assistance. And then you have a choice: fuck through the alley, or fuck through the Colosseum, or fuck near the Colosseum.
Feel like we don't want to go too close.
Yeah, I mean, a
small group
periphery.
Yeah, we have a relatively small group. We're trying to get by as uninjured as possible, so would probably suggest the alley.
Yes.
At least until we have a too big group to use the alley safely.
Okay, so you're gonna bounce back along here. It's 21:56. This gives me the opportunity to plan like an entire super cool routine and not quite as off the cuff for this next section. I also have the understanding of how you guys are going to proceed for the next thing. I would like not a whole lot actually. We're pretty solidly set on how we're going to go about this. Do you have sort of an overarching plan beyond just like sort of taking the blows as they come, or are you keeping it simple and reacting to what happens? Paelias, you're mastermind in this operation. So.
Okay, keeping it simple, and honestly, my current thought is just work our way up here, gather what we can, and then probably follow the road, gathering any friendlies we can, going all the way back.
You want to take the long way? Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine by me. That's awesome. It gives this is a fun opportunity.
Given that when we had the full Legion, we still didn't have the fucking rubble belt under control. I don't think a small detachment is going to be able to push through without significant casualties.
It's true. You never know. All right, so next week's session will be the battle to get back to the lines. You're literally we fucking Mogadishu at this point in time. Try and get back to the UN safe zone, guys. Pick up as many Delta Force as you can. Shit. I like it. I like it. This is gonna be fun. I'm intentionally gonna theater of the mind a little bit more of it, probably next session, but I'll get some more generic battle maps and stuff so that we can have a better visual representation of what's going on, because I feel like you guys like that a little bit more, and that's okay because it's easier to see what's happening.
Yes.
And I've seen ways of doing this before, but I'll try and find a little bit more of a streamlined way to get it so that we can bounce through situations faster. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. A little bit more action. Potentially a little bit more opportunity to kill Rakdos clowns, Vaszerei.
I fucking hate clowns. Must burn them all.
So yeah.
Burn the demon worshiper.
All of
Yeah,
them.
potentially you'll run into a bunch of demons too. Wouldn't that suck for everybody, including the demons? And Peter
Yeah, that will
Montfort's
suck.
out there,
That
and
will
maybe you'll
suck
see
for the
him
demons
crash.
because I have banishment prepared.
Oh, dearie me. Somebody's come ready with their books. Okay, fellas and fellaette. That's what I got for this session. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm really excited to do a running street combat for the entirety of the 3-hour session next.
Oh boy. A hell of a street.
Speaking of, because I'm aware that actually this upcoming whole weekend Shabab is a holiday weekend, I just want to double check because I'm not quite sure how it works in all the other countries, but
I'm
next
good for Monday.
Okay, yeah, because next Monday is Easter Monday, and I don't know if that's a special thing for anyone that would preclude you from
I'll
attending.
Pretty busy through the weekend, but Monday will be back to normal.
I'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Knight says you'll see what happens. Okay. Chill, you're good for next Monday?
Yep.
Kardoc Kidders, you're good for next Monday? Or do you have plans?
Should be good.
Good. Yeah.
Should be good. Okay. You're gonna take all the rats to Sunday Mass? What are they giving up for Lent? No more cheese. Deadly. So,
Lent
that being
is
said,
over.
I don't know. Look, I don't follow every single calendar tradition. I'm not that in the know. I just know that Lent you're supposed to give stuff up. It is Lent, right?
Yeah,
I
Lent
think so.
goes from I forget, it's like Ash Wednesday to Easter, I believe, or Good Friday. One
And
or
then
the
there's
other.
something called Shrove Tuesday, and I don't know what that is, but it is a thing. All right, game is saved.
I think. I don't know. I don't practice Lent. I
Couldn't
think
give
it's
up my
Ash
beer and my
Wednesday to
laptop.
Easter, though.
I don't have anything left but my light beers. You can't take them away.
Or no, it's the Good Friday, because you're like, Good Friday is the end of the fast, and then you can celebrate and have a lot of food on Easter. Yeah, I remember now. I'm a good Christian. Who says I'm not? I did just
okay.
Google it, though. I was pretty close. Yeah. Those who, all I know is that those who conduct themselves in the ways of the gospel are godly men.
Good, godly, goodnessly men. It's true.
Yeah.
Ain't that the gospel truth? See what I did there? I'm pretty funny.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, my friends, if you're looking for a socially acceptable